So let's see. We have
Nikunj. Hi, Nikunj. Namaste. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zones we all are in.
We're in the morning here.
To our family.
Nikunj is an actor and director, and he does a lot of street plays. So, Nikunj, can you tell something about yourself?
What you do, where you're from, who you are, what do you do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm currently in Mumbai, and I'm actually not stuck, but I actually belong to Delhi, and I came here for a shoot. And I got stuck in here. But the best thing, I am with a friend. So, and the lockdown has been extended for a month now. So we'll be staying here only. And I am an actor, a stage director. I read books. I am doing audio versions of the books right now for people. We are putting up digital plays and readings just to entertain people so that this quarantine time, they actually mood changes, or else it will become a lot more monotonous for all of them.
Wow! Thank you so much for
you're in the entertainment industry then, right?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, well, we actually have a Hollywood producer on at 1:00, which is 3 hours from now, which is about 10:30 your time. He's on his show's run on Netflix right now. It's called Faith, Love, and Hope. Or is it Faith, Hope, and Love? Whatever. Anyway, it's a good show.
Yeah. Faith, Hope, and Love. I've heard about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, the guy who produced it, starred in it, and wrote it is actually going to be on our TV show today in about 3 hours. Is it 3 hours?
Nice.
Yeah. So if you want to meet him, you just beam in and you beam out.
Yeah, back in. You know, we're a family, so you
can actually beam in and beam out, because a lot of the people, they don't know I email them and say, okay, you're on IBM TV, right? Well, how does this thing work? And I go, well, it's a unique format because you can actually beam in and beam out. It's not like regular television, which where they got to set up the TV screen, they got to do all the lighting, they got to do all this garbage, they got to turn it on. Okay, so the thing is, here you just beam in, you beam out. Hey, it works, and we do have people from all over the world coming in. I was asking Ankin, I said, I need some Bollywood people to meet the Hollywood people, because I got the Hollywood people, but I don't have the Bollywood people. And Bollywood and Hollywood go like this. Usually they intersect on Netflix.
Right? The whole industry doesn't really go.
I somehow feel they're all interconnected like this.
Well, TV connect like this, right?
Yeah, but I think Nick, it's easy to reach out to the Hollywood guys, but it's difficult for the Bollywood because they are like.
Right. He's right. Okay, the thing is, if we're from the USA, hey, Hollywood guy, I need you on IBM TV. Oh yeah, we can be on. And I'm from Bollywood to watch it. Click. You know what? I mean, it's just the way it is. But
we just got open. We just opened up, and we're the world's got to get warmed up to us.
They're going to have to. Hey, Kim, they're going to have to deal with us. That's the problem. Deal with it, world. Okay, so the thing is, the Bollywood movies are coming over here now, because I've been watching. They have the Great Karma Hotel. I've been watching a lot of the ones that are coming in. So they're starting to infiltrate slowly into the systems, usually through Netflix or Amazon Prime. In the majors like CBS, NBC, ABC, and all the others, no, I mean, they're like, forget it. But the programming on some of the majors is, I mean, you got to see it. You'd go, why are you wasting your time watching it? Time is very valuable. Why would you waste your time watching it? And I don't know if you've ever gone to the NAPTE meetings, National Association of Professional Television Executives. They meet twice a year, one in Budapest and one in Miami. Okay, you know what they're scared of? They go, OTT programming, people that are not going through the majors. And there's only one, and they're going to lose 25% of their market share in the next 5 years, and they can't stop it.
So, Nick, you might not be familiar with NAPTE, but NAPTE goes all over the world. It's the National Association of
Professional Television Executives. Yes.
Executives. And if you want to get a leg up in the industry, you really want to grow in the industry, that's where you need your face to be shown.
Or you want doors slammed in your face.
You're not a director or a producer. Just go get your face and name known. That's
or you want doors slammed in your face. The funny thing about this industry, and I'm talking about the media industry, they have no problem slamming doors in your face. Whack. Okay, so we go we go into, I think it was a YouTube or something, TV, and we're saying, hey, we're from IBM. Do you have an appointment? No. Bang! Slam the door in your face. I'm going like, wait, we can't even talk. Well, you don't have an appointment, so
I felt like the Wizard of Oz.
There's the CEO of a $179 billion company. You don't have time. You don't have an appointment. Sorry, Charlie. Boom.
Yeah, I mean, but I felt like the Wizard of Oz where he opened up the window thing. You don't have an appointment.
I was saying IBM's a big thing. Well, we're big too. They weren't even close to the size of IBM. Not even close. But the media industry is hilarious. They slam doors in your face all the time. Now, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
That's what I was going to ask him. What do you know about getting the door slammed in your face in the acting profession?
I think Nikunj must be having a better idea about it.
Yeah, listening to this, that came to my mind because, the media industry, be it anywhere in the globe, they have people knocking on their doors like minute in and minute out. So they have too many opportunities that they actually, they have an upper hand. They feel that they have an upper hand in everything. And it can be any medium nowadays. It doesn't have to be a traditional one. It can be the digital. And then there are too many, chains in it. So it's not only one person. Everybody knows that someone or the other is actually trying to get inside into that media industry just to tap more people, just to tap more of the audience so they know why they are needed.
Did you hear that, Kim? I mean, it's really sick. I mean, it's just
it's content uploaded. They've got more than they can
it's an industry that no one knows where it's going, really. But the thing is, what we found out here, and I don't know if you know about it over there, the production cost. See, I look at it because I'm kind of a business guy, so I look at numbers all the time, and the thing is, there's this thing called production costs, which you may know about it if you're a producer. All right, production costs can be astronomical, and I was running the numbers for Marvel. Okay, that does Avengers. They do Spider-Man. Okay, let me tell you something about that. And I can't watch these movies anymore. Like the guy we interviewed, Neil Shapiro. Remember Neil Shapiro is the head of PBS in New York. Okay, and formerly head of NBC.
He was head of NBC.
Hey, guys, you can't watch it anymore because you're going to look at it from a different angle. Okay, Marvel, when you watch a movie, burns $1 million a minute in production cost. So I'm sitting there watching Spider-Man. I go, okay, let's see. I just watched a minute. There goes 1 million. I watched another minute. There goes 2 million. Watched another. I'm serious. They're burning $1 million a minute on their show. You can go run the numbers yourself. And I'm going like, wow, their production costs are out of the sky. They're spending 400, 500 million for like 90, 120 minutes.
And that's not just the actor's cost. That's not just your talent. That's your production burn. Like just a small TV show like ours, very simple, was burning $1,000 a minute.
Oh yeah, $1,000 a minute. Easy.
It was $1,000 a minute for a simple stage setup with, say, PBS. Before you even go to air, $1,000 a minute. You have to pay air cost, and you have to negotiate airtime. So people don't really,
here's what you do: you take this, you take a match and start burning it, and you're probably going to save money than trying to do a TV production. I mean,
how's your stage production goes in comparison to the TV production? Because you do a lot of stage production around India.
Yeah, so it actually takes a lot of money when we get into these traditional elements of having a TV production or having a TV show or maybe a Marvel movie. But and I'll come down to the stage show thing also. But now what we are actually experiencing in these last 2-3 months, that people have now developed this taste of getting onto the digital side. Now there are no shows that are being held in the theaters outdoor. So now they're actually having on their Insta Live and Facebook Live. And just to stay in the business, many of the booking sites, who actually need the business. They are not charging anything, but they are actually even giving out tickets to go and watch it on an Insta live, on Instagram live. And it's the case with every place in, I believe, entertainment, that the production cost always goes up and high, and that is why the fingers are always the fingers are always crossed that if the audience loves it, then we might make back that money. But it really depends how things actually work.
Yeah. I mean, it's a gamble, baby. The thing is, Las Vegas. Listen, Las Vegas has nothing over the movie.
It's not a gamble. Let me tell you.
I'd rather go. Listen, I'd rather go to Las Vegas and put all the money on red than do a movie.
It's promoting.
At least I know in a day whether I made money or not.
Nick, promoting. It has nothing to do with a whole lot of gambling. It's how much you promote the market.
Marketing and distribution. Absolutely.
Knows this. Why do I always get this?
M&D, baby, marketing and distribution. If you don't market, distribute, your movie will burn in the can, baby. You're burning that money.
Susan Orman said you have to shamelessly self-promote.
Oh, yeah, right. No, I've
shamelessly. It is. There is no more humbleness. I am an engineer by trade for 30 years and an entrepreneur who stayed private. Like, no matter how successful, I hired my own PR people. I didn't want people to really know who I was, just my friends and family. And to come out and do something, I had no idea, but you cannot be humble. I mean, humble as a person as you are, you have to get out there and promote.
You can pretend to be. Well, I'm really very humble, but I'm not. Okay, so you have to.
I want to talk about something really interesting that happened. Two things that happened yesterday. Seeing how this is part of the COVID conversation. And Nick, how do you pronounce your name? Nick.
What?
Nick, not Nicholas. Nick.
It's Wadhwan. Is that it?
Yeah, so it's Nikunj.
Nikunj. I did it right. Nikunj.
Nikunj.
So I wanted to, emphasize on the fact that COVID has kind of locked you down in a place that, you're not home. And you're doing all of these great and wonderful things. How are you being compensated? Because this has been an issue all over the world. Are there ways that you're able to, or did you save up for one day if you had an emergency? Explain to the world a little bit how you're surviving.
That's a good question.
So see, savings have always been the biggest thing, I believe, at least in India itself. And I think that now it's a global trend also to actually save up for, you never know what will happen tomorrow. So currently people are not getting compensated even if they are doing these things. But, we certainly believe in this industry that more than getting the compensation at the first hand itself, like it's like selling a product, but you have to actually, this is like marketing your own product. You are the product here. So you have to stick into the business even at a time when the traditional ways are out. People cannot go out to the theater, people cannot go out to watch movies, but then they can actually follow you on social media digitally. That's the only way out. And it's not going to be something that is just going on for a month. Now it will become a trend in the next 6 months, where people will be doing their storytellings, the movies. Now movies are getting released on the OTT platforms before they go on to the theater halls.
Well, let me tell you about theaters here in the United States, in case you didn't know. AMC, one of the largest theater chains in the United States, is about to file for bankruptcy. They're going under.
Well, Nick, filing bankruptcy doesn't always mean you close up.
I know, but it might be closed for good. Okay, listen, it might be closed for good. You'll not see AMC, and I'll tell you why. Remember, you got to follow the money. Where's the end with his dollar bills? He always brings it out at the right time. You got to follow this, baby. Follow what's going on with AMC and the money. Okay, here's the problem with AMC and the money. Is that they're heavily, there we go. He always has bigger dollars. India's got a lot more people and money than we do. Don't rip it up. No, heresy. Okay, so let me tell you what's going on here with AMC. Debt. See, in America, we believe in this. It's called the credit card. Okay, so what happened is AMC loaded itself with like 4.8 billion in debt. Okay, and now think about it. They have to service this debt, make payments plus rent and everything else. No one's in the theater. They have no stay-in power. They can't stay in. So they're going to Wild Gotchel Manges, which is a big firm in New York. So they're spending more money in legal fees to file and package a bankruptcy. Now, with a bankruptcy, here's what we don't know. It may be a liquidation, which means if it's a Chapter 7, you're not going to see it. It's the biggest theater chain in the United States, gone. So here you are, a movie producer. I just produced a beautiful movie. I want to put it on the theaters in the United States. There aren't any. Because AMC's not the only one. Denmark, they have a whole list of them that are about to file for bankruptcy. So what happens if this thing continues? There will be no theaters in the United States.
There'll be a movie. Well,
there'll be the small 1 or 2 theaters you can go to. The big chains are out.
Financial tips from Nikunj, because he's surviving.
He's surviving. Well, he saved his money.
And let's talk a little bit about some disciplines and practices, because that's disciplines and practices, and that's what we're about, Nick. Right? Yeah. Nick manages people's monies in his other business. But let's talk a little bit about just some disciplines, if you don't mind sharing maybe some good secrets that other people can take away to save for a rainy day. Are there little things that you do? Do you put like all your change into a jar, or do you set aside 10%? Well, I did that in college, right? And I kept doing that all through my child. After when my child was born, I would just empty my pockets and then roll them in. And when he graduated from high school, I gave him like $7,000 that I saved from coins.
Yeah, well, what will happen when you have a child? They will empty your pockets.
They will empty the pocket, but that went
all gone, baby.
A special thing. I just wanted to see how much I could save over the years, and it ended up being around $7,000.
Okay, in India, what happens is that when we plan a marriage of someone in our family, so we end up spending around $100,000. That would be the average cost. Nikunj must be agree.
True.
And then if we plan $100,000, we end up spending $200,000 only on the wedding. Okay. But after the wedding, when you ask the bride and groom that what did you get, so they get a lot of gifts, but they don't get the cash which they want. and you know why? Because we are also used to go to see all these weddings. So the tendency is that you have invited a lot of people and you are going and eating their lunches and dinners. So now it's time for you to invite them and let them eat.
Okay, you can go to Las Vegas and get married real cheap today. So the thing is, take a trip, go to Las Vegas, get married, come back. Hey, we're married, and then save all the money. There we go.
You know, one of the things I learned, I was at the courthouse one time. I helped women in domestic violence, or just domestic violence situations, and that courtroom's a little overflown sometimes. So we were sitting outside. The judge asked us all to sit outside, and while I was sitting there patiently, I don't talk to anyone. I just sit there to myself, right? And this lady comes and sits down next to me. And all of a sudden, she's just real close to me. It was just definitely not social distancing. This was a while back. And next thing I know, I feel this little tapping on my knee. And she goes, man, that woman over there is wailing crazy, isn't she? Yeah, this is domestic violence court. I didn't turn and look. And she kept talking to me. And then she started telling me her story, how she finally met the man she fell in love. And I go, well, you're in the wrong courtroom. And she said, well, we're getting married in the courthouse next door, and I need a witness, and you look like the only sane person around here. Would you come be our witness? So I thought, well, that's a good thing today. Yeah, we got hours to wait. I'm going to go do that just to do something happy, right? So I go into that courtroom now, and we have to wait until all the bad check people go through, and people who've been sitting in jail too long get their time, and finally we get to the weddings. Right, the end of the day is the weddings, and And I thought this was really cool. And I didn't even know these people, right? So I'm sitting there and the judge, explains, okay, does everybody have their money? It's $20, and everybody's putting their $20 up in the air. And I'm sitting here and he goes, okay, this is good. And do you have your witnesses? And, and she makes me raise my hand. And so then he goes, are there any questions before we get started? And I'm a business person like Nick. My mind's always reeling about money, right? And so I raised my hand. Yes, sir. I got a big question. He goes, what? I said, you mean to tell me? I said, you guys got a racket here in this courthouse. I said, you mean to tell me you're bringing in people into this courtroom and it costs them $20 to get married? And he goes, yeah. I said, only $20. And he says, yeah. And I said, but that courtroom over there costs $20,000 to get out of the marriage. And I know they're sitting there going, oh Lord, we got the wrong witness. but I'll tell you, I've been to weddings that cost hundreds of thousands of dollars at the Duke Chapel and various other places. I cried at this one, and it was real genuine tears. It was the most beautiful, genuine two people getting married that didn't have anything else in their mind but just getting married. And it was gorgeous. And it was just heartwarming. I thought, this is the way a wedding should be. No stress. And then you go have your party, right? Then you go and everything. But there was no stress over, oh gosh, my dress is crinkled, or my bell's not right, or my flowers, they ordered the wrong flower. There's none of that. There's just the bridezilla was not there. I'll put it that way. And it was a very happy moment. And then I went back over to the other courtroom where it was horrible. So, but
wait a minute. It wasn't horrible for the lawyers. They do pretty good off that.
Oh no, I was in the domestic violence court.
Well, it's always good for the lawyers.
Next to that is the divorce.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you have weddings.
It's a
I
business.
don't know why they do this on one floor, but you got weddings, domestic violence, and divorce.
Yeah. Well, all that shut down now because of the coronavirus, so people can't. Nikunj, how do you pronounce this?
Yeah.
Anyway, how are you guys producing movies if you have social distancing? I mean, are you?
He's producing other things. Share with us more about.
Yeah, I mean, what are you doing now? I mean, the way I look at it, and that's what we're talking to Robert Krantz, is that movie production has to be to a grinding halt. Not only if theaters are down, how can you produce a bloody movie?
Yeah, so we cannot produce the movies, but there might be many things that all of us have in our to-do list, and it's related to our work, maybe personal things, and this is the time that we all have got if we look at a positive side. Many don't even have the opportunity to actually go through their to-do at this time. If we have the opportunity, and if we have the opportunity to think something new, then I guess that's better than producing a movie or going and acting somewhere, because that is something that you can currently do and work on yourself. And that also actually goes towards that. I understand where everything is actually going towards is the commercial side of it, that there isn't any bills that are getting paid, or you are not earning any money out of it. But yeah, that is again developing for the the future, and it happens. It happens during a war. It happens during these kind of crises that actually happen every 70 years. Every maybe 70 or 100 years, and these kind of times come. So if I have been talking to people, and I've been telling them the same thing, because everybody wants to think on the commercial angle, that if we think on things right now that are not possible, then they will just get us those negative vibes, which won't let us live through these months. And they're actually months that we still have to live through with the coronavirus. And if we just try to think positively, and let's be more calmer, and let's plan for the future, because it's not the best. The best thing that I feel has happened in all this is that the whole world is on a standstill, a pause. it's not only one person, it's everyone who's at a standstill, and that is why there is less competition now.
Right.
And that,
and you've got a good point there, Nikunj, is that we're silent. It was almost where I walked outside my door, and have you ever been in a snowstorm or snow where everything is, it's one of the most beautiful moments to me. It's like the whole world is silent, right? It took a breath. And the birds are quiet, but you hear the crisps of the snow, right? You just almost hear, but it silenced the world like it's a silencer, right? Like a big pillow or something.
Not me. I talk all the time, so silence doesn't work over here.
You guys see?
I don't know about that.
My life is uplifted every day.
And Kit can mute me. He goes like this, "Shut up, Nick," but he's nice enough. He just goes mute, and that's how he keeps me shutting up. Oh, Willy Hill has joined us from Australia.
Willy.
Good day, mate. Good day, mate.
Good day, mate.
You know, we have somebody who produces movie. It's Nikunj. I'm trying to pronounce his name.
it's simple as Nikunj. That's it.
Nikunj has joined us from. Are you in Mumbai or? But
yeah, Mumbai.
He's stuck in Mumbai, but he actually lives up in where Ankit does in New Delhi. Anyway, Willy is in Melbourne, Australia. So if you talk Australian, you always say, "How you doing, mate?" Just everything with mate. They don't know what you're talking about. I mean, it's kind of
I met this talking head over here 4 years ago, almost to the day. And he was just like this when I met him.
Yeah. He runs Startup Australia, and he's got all these startups all over the place. Now he's running Shutdown Australia. Now he's got all these shutdown companies all over the place. I mean, it's like, anyway, we're going to do the startups tomorrow, but we're actually working with the.
We're going to do a shutdown startup. What? We're going to do a shutdown startup.
A shutdown startup. So, in about 2 hours from now, we're going to have Robert Krantz, who's the producer and star of Faith, Hope, and Love on our show.
I got an idea, Nikunj. Yeah. You said that you've been reading and just doing things to help people. Maybe you can help be the MC of the startup shows that we want to do.
Startup shows? He's a movie producer. He needs to be on the movie producer show.
But you do acting too, right?
Yeah. Oh, you have to do acting if you're going to be with startups.
That's my primary job.
Oh, well, that's their primary job. I can trust me. I'm a startup and we're making millions of dollars. Really? No. Okay, they do a great acting job, I must admit. The startups are kind
that's because they're not taught to do a real business plan anymore. Yeah. Everybody does a point.
You know, but see, acting's got to be a hard job. You got to pretend you're somebody else that you're not and like it. Okay, I mean, it's like, it's got to be one of the, I look at these people and go, how do you do this for a living? You're getting front camera every day and pretending you're somebody that you're not. Ugh. You know, I mean, that's like, well,
it's actually fun. You get to forget all the worries and the liabilities, the problems that you have, but the character doesn't have. So you get to
you actually got to study who this character is, and you got to actually be like the character, and you got to have somebody tell you what the character is going to be like. Is that what you guys do as an actor?
So, yeah, and it's more with the learnings that we already have living through the whatever age we are in and whatever we have experienced in our life. That is something that we get to the character. There are people like I met you guys today. Right. So I might be taking away some of the essence of your thing being so that is something that when tomorrow or maybe in future I'll be given a project or I'll have a character, I might think of the things that we spoke right now. Or during this period, So that will because that are getting stored here in the hard disk.
Well, so after the show, I'll give you a pill that'll erase your memory. Then you won't have to hear in this show. We don't study for characters because we have a lot of them on already. So we don't.
Nikunj, a question for you, from our viewers: that during this COVID, are you writing any stories post-COVID? Because I mean, people are booking a lot of titles and movie names right now. You know about it, Corona Pyar Hai and all those things. So,
Yeah,
and then-
I also have another question right after that. Okay, go on.
Many people. So I've been on Insta lives and chats, and many of them are actually interested in getting into this field of having COVID as a subject after Corona goes. And I'm not too sure because I'm not really in that field that I'll be knowing that people are actually taking up these titles. They're booking the titles. Okay, so it's like COVID-19 getting booked, or in India, maybe in Hindi, Corona Pyar Hai, something of these thoughts getting booked. But I personally feel that it's a bit early to talk about it because we are making live videos also. So we do con calls with our theater group, and we make the videos out of it, or people are making videos at home and they're just sharing the current thing that they're going through. Because trust me, everybody knows that this situation is actually one day that goes by, we learn something new about the situation. So maybe tomorrow when we get to know something new about the situation, and you never know how bad or how better it will get, or how soon. But yeah, people are definitely going to write about it and do about it. But yeah, personally, I am currently not doing it because I somehow feel that we are a bit blessed who can actually discuss these things sitting in a closed environment, a safer environment. But if a story has to be told, the story has to be told, the from what those people are actually, the people who are actually suffering from it. And it's not the suffering of the disease, the suffering of the closure of business, the suffering of closure of
so that's what I'm saying. So there will be a lot of inspiring stories, and there will be a lot of real stories.
There'll be a lot of inspiring stories. There have been still movies getting made on world wars. So COVID will continue for years, I guess.
Yeah. Here's my question, Nick.
Good morning.
Where is Bollywood? I mean, where is Bollywood? In other words, do you go into a city and it has a big lights on, says, "Oh, you've entered Bollywood, you've exited Bollywood, you're greeted by Mickey Mouse in and out"? I mean, how does this Bollywood thing work? Oh, it's a wonderful life. Oh boy, we're in Bollywood now. Is that what's going on? I mean, where is this place?
That's a good idea, I guess. People who might be listening to it, or maybe one of us will have this idea thrown to people who can make it a possibility in the next 10-15 years. But nothing as of now. So Bollywood right now is only on in the theater or on your digital world. But yeah, it's that glamorous that.
What you do is need to make a little theme park called Bollywood. Americans would go visit. We don't know. Oh, there's Bollywood. Mickey Mouse just
So,
came
Nick,
out.
here's a quick question. Who is the richest Hollywood actor?
Yeah, well, you have Bollywood actors. I mean,
And Nick and I can be there, and we can even help promote it.
yeah,
and
you sell
I've
pizza.
always wanted to host a parade.
You know what they do in Disney, but they shut it down now. It's $100 a head to walk into a Disney World. I mean, just to walk in. And I was